Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny joining you virtually today. This is a recorded video because we're on vacation and I wanted to make sure that you had some inspiration coming to your Facebook page. So just pop in anytime over the next 2 weeks and you can see the videos that I've prepared for you. But of course I will have my phone with me. If you need me, you can give me a call or you can email me if you have any questions, and I'll be able to help you out. So we're doing a parade of pumpkins to start with here, and we're using the same set today, Pretty Pumpkins. But we're going to just use the die cuts today, and and then we're going to add a sentiment from Heartfelt Wishes, and this is the set for Merrymakers this month. So if you're interested in Merrymakers, make sure you check out my Facebook page for that, or my newsletter. We're going to use the Much Gratitude because that's fine for Thanksgiving or thinking of you, or thank you, not thinking of you. And pumpkins, we always think about pumpkins when it's Thanksgiving, don't we? This is our color palette. We're going to use Evening Evergreen and Calypso Coral. I know that's not a pumpkin color, but it is for me today. Because I thought the pumpkin pie was a little too dark. So we're going to stick with the Calypso Coral. And the first thing I have is a very vanilla. Oh, I don't know that I have a card base. I'll have to get one real quick. We can work on that. Card front. This is 3 3/4 by 5. That's a little smaller than I usually do. But I just thought I'd change. You know, we're allowed to do that, aren't we? So I'm going to use Sahara Sand, and I'm going to add some brick highlights to the page. And this brick stamp set is from Welcoming Window. I think some of there might be bricks in another set, but I'm not sure. So we'll just do some on, some off, stamped off, just random here, and it will be like our background paper. There we go. And I can put that to the side. Now I have this die from the Wreath Sparkling Seasons, and I've added adhesive to some copper foil. I went ahead and did enough for 2 because I like this foil, and I love this wreath. And we'll run that through the cut and emboss machine. I'm going to run it through twice just because it's foil is a little thicker than feels a little thicker than cardstock. I don't know if it is or not. The great thing is we'll have this center piece here that we'll have adhesive on the back, and we can cut some fall leaves out of it for a different card. So I will not let that go to waste. You can get 1 or 2 leaves, especially these little ones from this die set. You can cut out quite a few. We don't want to let anything go to waste, not shiny like this. Now we're going to put that on our brick wall. Here. Looks like we've got a few pieces still need to be popped out. There we go. And let's get the, if you don't have, this is a retired piercing tool, but the Take-A-Pick tool would certainly work fine for this. I think I'm addicted to the other piercing tool. Doesn't really matter which direction these go, as long as they don't hang off too bad. But since I made this a little smaller in size, I think it'll be fine. Now we need a pumpkin to go with our pumpkin parade. So we're going to die cut a pumpkin. And we can die cut the little leaf for the pumpkin at the same time. Because of course he needs a leaf for his vine. There's our little leaf and our pumpkin. I want to put the die in a safe place so I don't lose it, like on the magnet sheet. I wanted the pumpkin to have a little texture to it also, so we're going to run it through an embossing folder. And I chose to do it with Tasteful Textile. Any folder you have, like the wood grain, woodwork, the linen one we used to have, I think. So if you don't own this particular one, it just adds a little texture. I think that's going to take care of all our big cut and emboss today. And there's our little pumpkin. And we're going to do one more thing with this pumpkin. We're going to give him a little bit of darkening. I'm going to distress him. I don't distress very often, but on this one, I thought he could have some darkness around his edge. So we're just going to add that. And then it does make it look a little more orange. We can do those slits too. There's our little pumpkin. Now before we go any farther, I want to do one other thing. I have some of this green twine. It's obviously retired from something. I think maybe it was the Well-Dressed Sweet. If you don't have green baker's twine, you can use the white and color it with blends or a marker. And I'm going to split it so it's not quite so thick. And then I've got some water over here. And we're going to get it wet. And I'm going to wrap it around my piercing tool. And while we're working on the next part of our project, it can be getting dry. You could put it on a toothpick. You know what, we're going to make the vine, a little vine with that. So we'll put that and let it dry while we're working on our project. So we can, I don't think I have any mini dimensionals. Let's see. Open up a new pack. It's hard to believe I go through these so fast. But these little ribs on the pumpkin, I'm afraid a big dimensional would be too fat. So we'll put the minis on there. Actually, we'll put an edge piece on there. We'll just trim that. So we have 2 edge pieces. And then our pumpkin will be nice and secure. Was looking through some older stuff today. We have so many pretty foils. Need to get some of those out and use them. Now we'll put our pumpkin sitting in the wreath. We'll give him a leaf. Doesn't take a whole lot of adhesive to hold that on there. Now we can stamp our sentiment. This is just a 1/2 inch scrap piece. And we will stamp much gratitude with early espresso. Let's see, I'm going to put this here just in case it goes off the edge. I don't know if it will or not. It might. We'll see if that even fits on there. It's hard to tell. Oh, I rocked it, but it'll fit, so I can turn it over and try not to rock it this time. I think that's fine. Now I'm going to fishtail these ends here, or mermaid tail. Uh-oh. I think we better do that one again. What do you think? Will I have a scrap piece of paper around here? I think that one will work just fine. Let's hope we don't rock it this time. And then let's hope I cut it correctly. Crooked. I love making it's just paper, so it doesn't bother me too much. There we go. I should have known. I really should look the back of your punch when you're punching to make sure it's in there straight. I just thought maybe I was special today. I wish I trusted myself to just cut it with the scissors. Which I do sometimes, but not very often. Now we've got this. We're going to put behind our sentiment, just to help it stand out. Putting it on the very vanilla just didn't seem to pop very pretty for me. And we can put this on with dimensionals. Make sure I put the best side up. Put your face forward. There we go. Now let me see if I have a card base here. That's funny that I didn't think about that. Or maybe I have one and I just don't know where it is. No, we'll get one. So let me run that through the trimmer. And we'll score it. I'm going to let this be a tall card with the fold at the top. I like to have a variety, some open on the side and some at the top. Now, when we put this on here, you're going to see that it looks kind of wonky. I wasn't thinking when I cut this the first time, but then I fixed it, and I like my creative fix. So I decided my second one would be the same way. Try to get that kind of equal. So now I have two pieces of scrap Calypso coral, and we're going to add them to the top of our card and the bottom of our card. We'll line that up. Now when we put it on here, it looks balanced, but I love the way it gives that little notch in the corners. And it's just a little different look than what we're used to seeing. Add that. we are just about done. We've got to do our string and a little bit of bling. So let's see, I hope our vine is dry. Isn't that cute? So we need a glue dot to put that on there with. We can slide that behind here. And we'll add our curly vine. Get that piece of trash out of there. And let's see if we can't. That does not want to go away. It wants to stay. I don't know why it's being silly. Oh. Now let's see if we can get the other end of our little curly vine in there. We'll put another piece of glue dot in here to drive us crazy. I'll fluff that back out to get that little end piece stuck on there. And there's our curly vine. It's peeking out there, but we can shove it back in there. We need a little bit of bling. This green from the Holiday Rhinestones, I think is shaded spruce, but it looks really nice with the evening evergreen. So it works just fine. And there's our pumpkin card. Another card for our parade of pumpkins. I thought that came out cute. So I hope you are enjoying our parade of pumpkins, and I will be back with another pumpkin card. Thanks for popping in today. Bye.